Hello, this is Michael Foley. I'm back again with my second interview. Today, I'm representing Shawnee High School and WSHS Studios in this interview with Clark County Sheriff Gene Kelly about drug prevention and crime reduction in Clark County. Thank you for allowing me to come here at the Clark County Sheriff's Office to interview you. Now, before we get into the questions about drug awareness, how long have you been in office as the Clark County Sheriff?
Michael, this is my 30th year as the Sheriff of Clark County, and this month I'm going to complete 44 years of law enforcement service and still have a lot of energy and still love the job and believe that I can still make a difference.
Now, have you seen a lot of change in Clark County in those past 30 years?
You know, 30 years ago, people who used heroin or a drug like that, an opiate, I remember Jimi Hendrix and other people like that. They had a certain stereotype or stigma about them. But today, the opiate epidemic, the heroin epidemic, it's taking every age group, every group throughout Clark County. There's no one who is immune from its reaches and touches.
With the heroin epidemic that has caused overdose deaths to quadruple since the early 2000s, and it's still drastically increasing, how specifically has Springfield Township counteracted heroin overdoses?
You know, in Springfield Township, what I have done in our patrol cars is equip the deputies with the training and this miracle drug called Narcan, naloxone. And when someone overdoses from a heroin or opiate overdose, this drug with 1, 2, or more doses can bring them back to life. We also have a great EMS system throughout Springfield Township, and we've continued to do drug education, intervention. We've also tried to equip parents with information, and we've tried to build relationships so that the people of Springfield Township and all of Clark County know that if they have a concern, they can call us. I've just recently started a new drug task force, enlisting the help of South Charleston Police and Enon Police and the State Highway Patrol, working together to follow up on drug trafficking complaints. And I think through enforcement, education, and treatment that we're making a difference in Clark County.
Now, besides drug use in Clark County, has there recently been an overall reduction of crime in Springfield Township?
You know, I just got a report from the state of Ohio, and it's a national report, showing that crime in America, across the United States, is actually down to a 30-year low. And last year, what we saw in Clark County, reported to the Sheriff's Office, was a 33% reduction from 2012 through 2015. We're tracking crime. I track it weekly here in Clark County, and quality of life crimes, they are actually down. If you're the victim of one crime, that's one too many. We have to do a better job of educating our community. Many of the people who have been victims of crimes, they've had their cars, they aren't broken into because the cars aren't locked. We've had guns taken in Springfield Township from cars left by residents. They leave their guns in their cars and cars unlocked. Those guns then get into the wrong hands, and those guns are used for criminal conduct, and we need to work together to stop that.
Now, we've had drug prevention and awareness organizations such as Cole's Warriors come to Shawnee and speak to the students. And as a middle schooler, I participated in DARE. Cole's Warriors, however, encourages students to voluntarily take their pledge, which includes random drug testing. What else can be done in schools besides random drug screenings to ensure that illegal substances stay off students' hands?
You know, one of the greatest accomplishments I think that I've ever had was at Possum School, where a student came to school and he had some Skittles, and he was trying to sell them and tell the other students that these were drugs. Those students came together and they marched that other fellow student down to the principal's office and said, "We're not going to have that kind of activity at our school." And that has to start with the students themselves, taking ownership and not allowing that kind of activity to come into their schools. Again, that starts with good parenting, good relationship with school administration, and I believe strongly in the DARE program.
And successful drug reform programs have been started here in Clark County. How have these programs benefited former addicts?
We have a reentry coalition here in Clark County, and it's based out of the Clark County Jail, and we also work with people getting out of prisons. And what we do is actually the day that they go to prison, the day that they come to jail, we start working with them to go through a process of cognitive behavioral thinking, and it's called Thinking for a Change. And under a grant that we receive through McKinley Hall, $129,000 a year for 3 years, we have 2 McKinley Hall drug and alcohol counselors in the jail every day assessing people. They get assessed here, and then we take them straight from the Clark County Jail to McKinley Hall and continue their rehabilitation. And we're hoping in 2016 or early 2017 to actually have an inpatient facility out on Lexington Avenue. It used to be a doctor's office, and it's right behind the old community hospital. But it will be an inpatient facility for alcohol, drugs, any kind of addiction. It'll be for males and females, and this will be continuation of our programs here in the jail. And our goal is to get people ready for jobs, get them off from their addiction, and get them started on a better life for them and their families.
Well, it's really nice that you have all these various programs available to students, teenagers, and even adults. Thank you so much for sharing all this important knowledge with me.
Well, thank
it's been
you,
an
Michael.
honor to interview you.
Thank you.
And this concludes my very interesting interview with Clark County Sheriff Gene Kelly. This is Michael Foley signing out, and I will see you on the announcements.